Hello everybody, welcome to the fifth and final round for this week's Magic League. Still playing the blue-red Thermovolt deck. This hand does not quite cut it, unfortunately. Only got the one mana, so I think I'm going to have to mulligan there. That one seems alright. The Thermo Alchemist and the Fevered Vision seem pretty alright, and the Deadlock Trap, if they're a creature deck, will be quite useful. I think I'll bottom that land. It's not too important. Let's see what we are up against. So possibly just a... Okay, so a vehicles deck, I'm going to say, is the most likely up one here. I'm expecting to see a Smuggler's Copter up pretty soon. Ooh, a Scrap Heat Scrounger. So this might just be the... No. I'm not even sure what this deck is. Some sort of aggro deck is pretty much what I'm getting from it. And it's probably going to do pretty well. So... let's see if they can do anything with that Thermo Alchemist. They can just obviously attack straight through with 6 power there, so that is definitely a problem. I need to be able to get rid of that Scrap Heat Scrounger. So this might be a quick round, or quick game anyway. Did they just play a land, didn't they? Yep. Okay, so... I'm a little unsure as to exactly what to do here. I'm thinking Dynavolt Tower because it just lets me start doing stuff, hopefully in the next turn. I may have to actually just start blocking here. Yeah, I don't think I can take another swing like that, so I'm just going to head into blockers, put in front of that guy there, and then I'll just be able to ping for 1. Not fantastic, but it's pretty much what I have to do to be able to stay alive here. And even then, it might not be too long for this world. So, I think Tormenting Voice, the Tormenting Voice. I'm not entirely sure what I can get here. Maybe a Harness Lightning and a land would be ideal. But I wouldn't be going ahead and betting on that. Yep, so if they can do pretty much anything, they just win. Maybe I should have kept that land on top. I've had pretty good luck with drawing lands with this deck, so I just didn't think it to be too big an issue. But this followed by maybe an Incendiary Flow might be the end of it. No. So I think Tormenting Voice away the Deadlock Trap. Pretty much just hoping for a land here, because then I can just cast any of these other spells, and that's exactly what I get, so that's fine. So I can do that. So I can maybe stay alive for another turn. Damn it. Toolcraft Exemplar is a very good card. It's essentially a 1-drop 3/2 pretty much all the time. So it's very so that's game 1 done. So, what are we thinking here? So definitely the ceremonious rejections. I'm thinking definitely the galvanic bombardments. Negate maybe, because it does seem to be like it will be a vehicle deck. But for the time being, I'm thinking get rid of the tormenting voice. Just one of the deadlock traps and one of the thermo alchemists. So I definitely want these ceremonious rejections. The harness lightnings and the galvanic bombardments are the removal. I need the fevered visions and the Dynavolt towers to win, pretty much. I think I'm okay with that. As mentioned, this just might be a very quick round 5, but I'm definitely going to try and fight that. Hopefully, we'll get a bit of a better starting hand. So the 2 mana with the take inventory here, I don't hate it just because of the 3 fevered visions. I will be intrigued to see though. I don't think I should keep it. I think I need to have a hand with some removal in it, or at least 3 mana to start off with. So that one I don't hate. I think I can deal with that one. So the ceremonious rejection is pretty much counters everything in their deck by the looks of things. Don't need the 5th land, I think, so I'm happy to bottom that. And I can play the Spire Bluff. And I can hopefully counter whatever it is they play in the way of colorless spells. So no turn 1 play is always good for me. I think I'm quite happy to get a Smuggler's Copter with the ceremonious rejection here. And that is exactly what I get. Okay, cool. So I'll throw down the Dynavolt tower. Hopefully they don't have something like Fragmentize or something in their hand. Because then with the Anticipate I should be able to start going through, start gaining enough energy to start it up. So that's fine. So that is actually quite good. So I'm just going to Harness Lightning that now, just because it allows them to have less opportunities to answer. Quite happy for that, and I'll anticipate end of their turn. So I could also start Dynavolt towering. I think we go for the Harness Lightning again. Any order. And we'll Dynavolt tower him for 3. Fantastic. Nothing like some fevered visions to go along with that. That's fine. So we're definitely up against a vehicle deck. There's not too much surprise there, so got an extra land. Doesn't look like they've got anything else to do there. So I think I'm okay to just Harness Lightning that. One. So I've got the Galvanic Bombardment there set up for anything they hopefully throw down, and I should hopefully draw something off that. Bloom of Genius is great, so I can cast both of those if I need to. What do they got? That returns it to the battlefield. That just allows me to just get rid of that now. Pretty sure I just tapped the mana, good. Gideon is a pretty good one. Can't deny that. I may have to use 2 volt triggers or Dynavolt triggers on it. Oh, actually, I suppose I can just use 1 trigger and just redirect the fevered visions. We'll do that. I will do that. I think we'll bottom the mountain, keep the harness lightning. That is fine. So we'll do that. We'll get rid of that Gideon as soon as we can. Do the take inventory now. Can hold up the other 2 for another time. Ooh, don't want to throw down the Thermo Alchemist. I think it's quite reasonable to put down the Thermo Alchemist. If I need to, I can still cast one of these spells, depending on which one is required. Anticipate, good. So we're up against Mardu vehicles. If you couldn't already tell that. Mardu, maybe? 4-color vehicles, why not? It's not too big a problem. A little bit annoying with the 3 damage, but overall it's certainly not too huge an issue. I think I'm going to try and hold the harness lightning for that cultivator caravan. So I'll just anticipate end of turn with the Dynavolt tower as well. So we've got 2 damage there, 3 from that one. Glimmer seems alright here. There would be an argument for the deadlock trap there with the cultivator's caravan on the field, but I think I intend on destroying it instead of doing anything else there. How much mana do I got? So I've got 6 mana, so I can do the fevered visions, which is pretty much guaranteed some damage at this rate. And they have to be able to cast 3 cards next turn to be able to avoid even just one of them. 4 if they want to avoid 2 of them. So I think I'm fine doing that. If they activate the cultivator's caravan, I'm just probably going to harness lightning it, and the fact that I just got the ceremonious rejection there is also very happy to me. Pleases me quite a bit. So it doesn't look like they're activating anything there, so 2 damage is fine by me. If they don't play anything here, then I'm quite happy to just anticipate and burn, I suppose. They might be able to play something still on the instep here. Hell, they might even just have Avacyn, so I'm going to take inventory there. Yeah, go back in any order, ping for 3. I wonder if they I do wonder if they have any sort of life gain or anything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can take inventory, then hold up pretty much the other 4 cards here. Yeah, I think that'll just be... Drop that land. Probably should have done the other land, but not a problem. Cultivator's Caravan, huh? That's fine as well. Probably could have counted that one actually, now that I'm just thinking. It's not a big deal. So I think now I can harness lightning. Yeah, very much should have counted that one, but oh well. Controlled. I don't, obviously I'm changing my mind here. I'm not going to harness lightning, I'm going to Glimmer of Genius and then just trigger the Dynavolt Tower if... Yep, cool. Okay, so those Ceremonious Rejections worked beautifully. The Galvanic Bombardments, I don't know if I cast any, but I'm sure they would do just fine given the creatures that were on the field just then, minus the vehicles. Obviously without the creatures, those vehicles are nothing anyway. I think I'm quite happy to keep it as it is. Yeah. So hopefully Game 3 will go just like Game 2 did, and we can walk away with this one as a 3-2 league. Cool. I'm okay with that because I've got a lot of draw, and that Dynavolt Tower is going to be important. Damn it. So they got the Inventor's Apprentice. Really just kind of hoping I draw into a Ceremonious Rejection here, just because so I can count that Smuggler's Copter that's bound to be coming down to next turn. What are they up to? Well, got a third land, so can't complain too much. Okay, so them attacking for 1, that's pretty much fine. Fever Visions is pretty good. Suppose it's just Anticipate. Maybe might just cast the Take Inventory now. I think just given their field as it is already, that they're probably going to do pretty well for this game. Things like that. The fact that veteran motorist can just what the hell's it called? Crew the Cultivator's Caravan by itself kind of just says that this isn't going to be a slow game. So they can be attacking for 8 damage at the moment next turn. More perhaps. And I don't really have anything to directly take care of those things just yet. So out of all of these cards here, I think Vault or Deadlock Trap are the best ones. If Deadlock Trap didn't come in tapped, that would be fantastic, but the fact that it does kind of makes this a bit more of a difficult choice. We could maybe try and anticipate into a galvanic bombardment. That doesn't seem super likely. There's a 1 in 12 chance, and that doesn't quite cut it. So I think if I Deadlock Trap this turn, I can take 8, and then next turn I can cast the Dynavolt and then protect myself from something for a bit. And I might even be able to trigger activate Dynavolt. The fact that they had 1 blue, yep. I was really hoping that wouldn't happen. So that is almost definitely game now. Unless I draw something that can kill that Cultivator's Caravan, or more than a few creatures, which I'm not betting on. Yeah, so they're swinging in for 11 right now. They've pretty much just won this game, so... Or 10. Right, yep, 10, because I didn't activate with the... That certainly doesn't cut it. Looks like that's about it. Let them have their victory. Make them work for it a little bit. I don't think that there's a way that they can lose, so not even with any cards that I could have. Suppose they can attack. They can swing in for quite a bit. Just cast Anticipate, make them fear it. So even though Galvanic Bombardment would have actually been a pretty good card. Just because it just means I can save 3 damage. Obviously that would have been good on like turn 2 or 1 or 2, but yeah. So went 2 and 3. It's not too bad. That's not the one I'm looking for here. So just go back over the deck here. So overall, I actually quite enjoyed this deck. There were probably a few things that I could have done differently. So straight away, I think for the sake of energy and also a third colour, I think that Aether Hub would have been a good land to have in. Probably swap out a couple of basics. I think it's Aether Hub anyway. Besides that, the main deck was alright. Deadlock Trap, it didn't get a lot of use. I think it'd be better as a sideboard card. There just weren't too many times where I wanted to cast a tapped, like something that wouldn't affect the field until the turn after. So it was kind of annoying. Dynavolt Tower, I quite enjoy. A way to untap that manually would also be quite good as well, instead of having to wait until your turn. Fevered Visions, I think out of all the times I played it, I think there were maybe two of the like 10 games or so that I just played. or 10 to 15 games that I just played where they were constantly emptying their hand. So Fever Vision is always good. Glimmer of Genius is a good card. It gives you the extra energy for Dynavolt Tower and such. Same with Harness Lightning. Anticipate and Take Inventory are always just, they're good. Good card draw, good card advantage. They trigger the Dynavolt Tower, and they're always that just helps you filter out some of the not so good stuff that you have. Thermo Alchemist was all right, not fantastic. I think there needs to be more one mana spells in there. Tormenting Voice was about as you would expect, I think. It seems like there could be a bit more direct to the face burn, not just creature removal in the Harness Lightning, and like things like the Galvanic Bombardment in the sideboard there. I think something like Incendiary Flow. I know there's a few other straight up just burn spells that would probably find a home here. Probably wouldn't want to go too much higher than the 3 mana for that situation. But overall, I think there could be just a bit more direct damage. It just means that I'm not relying on the fact that I have to draw Dynavolt Tower or Thermo Alchemist or Fever Visions, and they have to survive, and they have all these other things that they're not just straight up win conditions by themselves. Sideboard Ceremonious Rejection, I think that went pretty well. There were a few vehicle decks. There was the Green Black Delirium deck, which would have had an Emrakul if they'd gotten to that point. But yeah, I think that worked out alright. Didn't use a whole lot of negates. Probably could have for a few of them. Same with the Void Shatter. And I think that was just kind of my style of play that I was trying to avoid using them. I'm not entirely sure if they really fit into this kind of deck. I mean, they obviously trigger the Dynavolt Tower, but they just may not be used. Summary Dismissal was pretty much there for Emrakul. I didn't get to use it for that. I did use it in that matchup, but not against Emrakul itself. But there's a reason it's there. The Galvanic Bombardments, I actually quite liked those. There's a lot of small creature decks in there. Even things just like Tireless Tracker, if you get there early enough, the Galvanic Bombardment can take care of those. The Incendiary Flow, yeah, I think that would be better off in the main deck. Doesn't seem to be too fantastic unless you're expecting their creatures to need to go to exile instead of the graveyard. Radiant Flames would have been good again if I'd had a third colour. So I think the Aether Hubs there would actually solve that problem. For the most part, you've certainly got enough energy. Maybe, yeah, I'd say just the Aether Hubs would be the best chance. Don't really have to always have them. 2 would often be good enough, but the 3 would always be better. Overall, I'm pretty happy with how this deck turned out. Probably there are some improvements to be made there. I'll throw in the Aether Hubs as soon as I finish these videos, so that when I do play it again, I'll be able to hopefully Radiant Flames for 3. But besides that, I'm okay with what happened today. And yeah, so that's this week's video with the blue-red Thermovolt deck. I'm always looking for some new decks to play as well. So if you do end up, if you have like a deck list that comes up at around like the $30 or $40, $50 mark, I'd be happy to give it a run. If you want to link me like a tapped out link or something, I'd be happy to give it a whirl. And besides that, I think that's it for this week. I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.